Hey everybody, what's up? Kevin here once again from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 to Today YouTube channel. And today we are going to be reviewing Sleeping With Sirens' 6th album. This is How It Feels to Be Lost. Alrighty, so for those of you who have never been here before or just plumb forgot how our album reviews work, this is how this one's going to go. First, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background context on the band so we're all caught up to speed on how we got to this point and this album. Second, I will go through each song, number 1 through number 11, in order and give you my thoughts on it, from the meaning, the instrumentation, the melody, the tone, the vocals, the lyrics, everything. And then I will rate the album on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being completely shredding your ACL, 10 being never getting injured at all. And do not worry, I will tell you exactly why I gave it that rating. So, as the guys from MXC would say, get it on! Alrighty, so let's preview this album before we get into it. How It Feels to Be Lost is their 6th album, with their 5th album being Gossip, coming out 2 years earlier in 2017. Now, Gossip received a lot of criticism from people, including myself, because the band really went away from that post-hardcore, pop-punk, metalcore kind of style that they really did have. And it seemed like Kellin Quinn was distanced from the band at this point due to the fact that on Gossip, he wrote a lot of the songs with a bunch of different people because they were a part of a major label at the time. And it really didn't sit well with the band. You could tell it in the music as well, with a lot of pop tendencies. And he was really becoming more of an alcoholic at that point, drinking all the time. Now, when it came to How It Feels to Be Lost and how he tried to redeem himself, I believe it was in an interview with AltPress that I do have in the description below if you want to read that article. He was talking about how at family functions and holidays, he'd always be the guy that was just kind of drinking the whole entire time and kind of not really being present. And on Christmas morning, I believe it was Christmas morning 2018, he decided that he did not want to be that person anymore. He did not want to be the person that he was becoming, and to stop it right then and there and really turn himself back on the person that he truly wanted to be and truly is. So, when it came to writing How It Feels to Be Lost, they went back to the old style under a smaller label where it was already, let's get all the guys in a room and let's write this record and let's really go full force into it. And according to Kellin, this is the most personal album that he's ever really written, because it's all about you against yourself, which is really something that he wanted to get into and really something that he wanted to work with as well. They were also claiming that this is their hardest album to date, so we will see that as it comes along. Before we go anywhere though, their drummer Gabe Barnum decided to leave the band a week before the album was released. Now, they're saying that it's because of musical differences, and the band is saying that there is absolutely no love lost between the rest of the band and the drummer. However, it is curious that he is leaving a week before How It Feels to Be Lost is released, but we will see what his influence brings on this album. So let's go into song number 1. Let's go! Alrighty, so the first song on this album is the lead single that was dropped in June 2019, and this is Leave It All Behind. Now, the song really points to, the 2 years between Gossip and How It Feels to Be Lost coming out, and everything that Kellin Quinn had gone through depression, anxiety, and really wondering what the world would be like if he was no longer a part of it. It's also kind of an ode to that old style that they really went off of, because it really kind of sounds like the follow-up to If You Can't Hang in terms of the sound and the style. And if you look at the music video for this one, it really goes into that as well, because when the whole entire band is in the music video, they're in a dark room, there's some water around, and it really reminds you of the If You Can't Hang video, which was the first thing that I noticed. And Kellin in the video, he's dressed in all white, kind of like that rebirthing moment, like we're back to the old sound. Now, musically, this blew me away for the first time I heard it, because it sounded just like If You Can't Hang. It sounded like that old style again. Kellin's vocals were just like they used to be when he hit those high notes, when he's kind of go low at times too. It really works. And the screams, especially in the bridge, you know, I'll be your hope when you're hopeless. You're not alone! When he, I mean, I can't scream like that, but, you know, when he hits it so well. The instrumentation, I mean, it really goes with that post-hardcore metalcore kind of feel. Has a little bit of pop-punk tendencies there as well, which I really do like. And the chorus is nice and driving as well, so it really does work. Overall, with this song, I was really excited and really stoked when I first heard it, because when I heard that Sleeping With Sirens was going to go back to that old sound, they're going to go hard again. Yeah, this is the one that kind of set the stage for it, and I was like, yes, I can't wait for September 6th to come. Let's bring it on. Let's go. Now let's go to number 2. Alright, number 2, we have the song Never Enough featuring Benji Madden from Good Charlotte. Now, the song is again about Kellin Quinn in the past 2 years and the struggles of getting past the point of depression, anxiety, and really refusing to get help or ask for help at that point. Lyrically, it does get a little cheesy at times, I'm not gonna lie, when they're kind of going off with that you don't know what you got till it's gone, because it's really overplayed at this point, and I felt like they could have gone better, like especially like they did on Leave It All Behind, where they really brought in a couple more metaphors and really just hammered it home. I thought this was the most gossip sounding song on the track, or on the album, because if you really listen to it, it has more of a pop and post-hardcore tendencies. They bring in some electronic here and there that I'm not really the biggest fan of, but when it comes down to, you know, you were making gossip 2 years ago, so it kind of fits where there might be some layover there. But when it comes to the vocals, Kellin does show his range of the song, but the best part is actually the feature of Benji Madden, because he gives the song more depth, especially with his vocals. It gives the song a little bit more of a wider range to work with, and I'm a fan of it. Overall, this is probably my least favorite song on the whole entire record, but it's not one I'm actually going to completely write off, because it does have its moments, especially with Benji Madden. So therefore, if this is my least favorite song on the record, but I'm not fully writing it off, what does it say for the rest of them? Coming in number 3, we have the titular track on How It Feels to Be Lost, which is, well, How It Feels to Be Lost. Looking at the meaning of the song, it is literally right there for you, as it goes into, again, the past 2 years, and where Kellin was not really sure where things were going, and really kind of how it felt to be just completely lost within yourself, and lost and not really knowing what to do. And yeah, I can attest to that, because kind of the same time frame for me when I was, you know, completely lost and not really sure what to do. Instrumentally, they really slowed up the tempo on this one to create a much more anthemic and a little bit more of a melodic, melodramatic feel to it, with a post-hardcore vibe that the band was actually previously known for, which I did really enjoy. Vocally, I actually enjoyed Kellin's vocals on this one, because he keeps it on a lower pitch for most of it, but then, you know, it really kind of drives up a little bit when you get to those little bit of screams at the end of the chorus. It's really melodramatic, but it really brings out a pop in there. Overall, again, this is probably isn't one of my favorite songs, but I really love the way it was constructed from start to finish. So you can definitely tell that the songwriting process for Sleeping With Sirens on this one was there. It just didn't hit a chord with me personally. Alrighty, coming in number 4, we have the third single off the album, which came out in August 2019, which is Agree to Disagree. And I really think this one is going to be concerning the fans that really got into gossip and are probably going to dislike How It Feels to Be Lost as a whole entire album, where it's, yeah, they're going back to their classic sound, and Kellin Quinn's really putting his whole emotion out there, and it's, you know, he likes it. A lot of people like it. If you don't, you know, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. Lyrically, I'm not a big fan of this one, as the lyrics really put it out there, is because I think they are, again, really cheesy with, you know, agree to disagree. It does sound a little repetitive and cliche at this point, so I'm not the biggest fans of that. Vocally, though, I thought Kellin does a really good job on this one, because it really brings in, again, more of the range, where it's a little bit more downtrodden, but still powerful vocals with the verses, the chorus. The pitch is brought up a little bit more, and it really does show his range between lower pitch and higher pitch. I thought it was a very good move. Instrumentally, I love the fact that the tempo slowed up and it has a little bit more of a harder drive to it, and I really like the chorus and how they played it off as well. It really shows a nice construction on it. Overall, I like the sound of the song. It's actually one of my favorite ones on the album, but lyrically, it is one that I'm not really that big on. I still will listen to it, though, a good amount, because I love the way this one sounds. So number 5, we have the song Ghost, and I believe this song, while looking at the lyrics, is all about Kellin being a husband and father and good partner to his wife Caitlin during that time, and how it really wasn't that, and how he really wasn't there or present during that, and how he really feels about it looking back at it. When you look at the instrumentation on it and how the song sounds at the beginning of it in the intro, it really gave me the Ghost of You by MCR kind of feel. So I was really expecting a very emotional song, and when you look at the slow and emo kind of driven sound that the instrumentation really brought here, I thought they hit the nail right on the head with this one. Kellin vocals are where this song just absolutely shines. He kind of goes all classic Sleeping With Sirens vocals on this one, where the verse and the bridge have that more emo sound that the first album really had, and the chorus is more of a high pitch from Kellin, which of course when he really does that, you can really bring in the emotion for it. Overall, if this song was made in like 2006, 2007, this would have been an emo anthem, no doubt about it. And I think, of course, with Kellin's vocals, this is where the song absolutely shines, and this is a dark horse on this track on this album, due to the fact that it just shines emotionally with all the emo-driven sound to it. I actually like this one, so we're going to leave it at that. At number 6, we have the song Bloodlines, and taking a look at the lyrical content behind the song, it's all about children not being like their parents, not following in their parents' footsteps exactly, which could be a commentary on Kellin and his parents, but I think it's a commentary on what his daughter was probably seeing him doing in 2017 and 2018, how he does not want her to follow in those footsteps, which is, again, very admirable. Vocally, Kellin shines in this one once again. They focus on the lower tone in this one, which really kind of displays that anger that could be brought into this. And the screams in the post-chorus right at the end of them, ooh! Great introduction to those and great placement. Now, instrumentally, it starts out kind of like Fly did off of the Madness album, which was a little bit tricky, but then they go more of that post-hardcore emo sound as the song goes on, and I really like the move on that one. Where I really don't like this song is in the bridge, because they bring in more of this electronic influence, kind of bringing more of a poppy influence into it, and I really wasn't a big fan of it, especially with the way the song had been driving up to that point. It breaks it up a little bit, so overall, it is a good emotionally driven song, but that bridge just kind of kills me on this one, guys. It really just took me out of it. Okay, so the 7th song on this album is the 2nd single that came out in July 2019. This is the song Break Me Down. This song is just a straight commentary on everything that Kellin went through in the past 2 years with drugs, alcoholism, any kind of depression, anxiety, and just straight up owning it and saying that ain't gonna break him down anymore, that ain't gonna take him down anymore. Lyrically, it is just so personal and so raw that I absolutely love it. And it's, you know, it just makes you not want to call him out on it with no reservation because he's owning it. Now, I absolutely love the move because you're owning it. It's yours. And you're not letting anyone break you down from it. His vocal performance on this one, it's so raw. It reminds me again of that first album. He just goes hard on this one. It's raw. It's beautiful. Absolutely love it. And the instrumentals do not disappoint either. They just keep up with that post-hardcore metalcore sound and just go hard into this one. I know some people are kind of down on this one, but I absolutely love this one. Break Me Down is my favorite song on How It Feels to Be Lost due to the raw emotion behind it, just the fast pace, and how it sounds constructed like a classic Sleeping With Sirens song should sound constructed. When I see him in concert, I hope they play this one because, yeah, this is one you definitely want to jump into the mosh pit to. Oh! Okay, so coming at number 9, we have the song Another Nightmare. Now, this song is a straight response to Ghost, where in Ghost, it was more, you know, what his wife went through. Now, in Another Nightmare, he's talking about making a promise to his wife that he will not go back down that path post-gossip and become that person again, creating, again, another nightmare. Now, there are a lot of pop tendencies on this song, but it's pop tendencies that I expect the Sleeping With Sirens to bring into their songs back in like 2010, 2011. So it really does fit in with that classic kind of construction that they would go with. Now, this song really drives in the chorus, and it's all from Gabe's drumming on this one, including the breakdown as well. Gabe's drumming throughout this whole entire song is one of the top points of this song. I absolutely enjoy it, and it's one of my favorite parts of this whole entire album is Gabe's drumming on Another Nightmare. Vocally, Kellin actually stays rather monotone on this one in terms of range, which I don't necessarily think was the best one because I felt like when you're really going after something for, like, you know, I want a second chance, you want to show more emotion behind it. You really want to show passion behind it, and it kind of lacked it here. So overall, I'm fine with the message. I don't really think Kellin's monotone vocals, where they kind of say them with the same tone, was really the best option on this one. Thought it was a missed opportunity, but Gabe's drumming still, love it. At number 9, we have the song P.S. Missing You, and this song is a commentary about the loneliness that Kellin felt during those times over the past 2 years, and the struggle that it would be to go and ask for help and come to terms with it. Now, vocally, Kellin's range really shines on this one. The higher pitched vocals, consistent in that chorus, are just fantastic, and they work because it shows off that despair in the song, the despair of confusion, the despair of loneliness, the despair of not wanting to ask for help. And the verses are just absolutely loaded with range, where you're going from very calm lyrics and very calm style to all of a sudden screams at the end. It just works. The post-hardcore, and they have some pop punks mixture in there as well in terms of the instrumentation, really works with this one as well to really drive up and complement Kellin's vocals very well. Overall, again, I'm not going to say this is one of my favorites, but it is actually a rather well-constructed song, and I do enjoy it for that fact. So number 10, we have the song Medicine Devil in My Head, and this song is a straight commentary about Kellin's alcoholism and how hard it was to kick that habit. Instrumentally, this one goes more post-hardcore and metalcore, very consistent with what they would have done on their first album with Ears to See and with Eyes to Hear. The harder guitars and the tom work by Gabe really work well here, and they create a faster pace, which kind of creates a little bit more of an urgency to the song, which I really do like here. They do use some electronic features in the breakdown of the song, which in my opinion really doesn't up the profile of the song, but it doesn't really do anything bad for either, so it's kind of just a wash at this point. Kellin's vocals, they're back to that 2010 style where they have a little bit of a higher pitch in comparison to some other songs that are already on this record, and they do mix the screaming in at times, but when they do the full-on screaming on this one, ooh, does it hit hard. Overall, out of all the songs on this album, this is my favorite non-single. Break Me Down is still my favorite song on this album, but Medicine, Devil in My Head, favorite non-single on this album. And the last song on How It Feels to Be Lost is song number 11, which is Dying to Believe. Now, I believe this song is more of a reflection on what Kellin has all been through the past years and how he's made it out. And it really also is a connection with the fans that are going through something very similar in their life where they're lost and they're not really sure where to go, and then it connects them with the band and connects them with Kellin's story as well. Instrumentally, the band keeps it more soft and acoustic at the beginning, but then brings in more of a updated and mature, a trophy father's trophy son vibe to the song, which I really do like. And lyrically and vocally, Kellin Quinn does the exact same thing where his vocals are very reminiscent to A Trophy Father's Trophy Son, but if it was more mature, you know, matured 8 years, which basically fits on this song, and I really do like it where he doesn't really scream at all, but it isn't needed here. I really do like it. So overall, this is a great way to end the album because it ended the album on a reminiscent tone and more of a hopeful tone for everybody else, which really connected you a lot more to the band. Where in comparison to the last album review I did with Wage War, where they ended the album on a similar kind of style, I thought theirs was much more downtrodden and depressing for an album that was really trying to be uplifting. And this one was more trying to get into Kellin Quinn's head and really see his story, and then kind of using that as a catalyst to kind of get you out of your own self and out of your own problems. So I do like the move on this one a lot more, and I do like its placement at the end. Great idea. Okay, so what is my overall rating on How It Feels to Be Lost, the 6th album from Sleeping With Sirens? And it is... I'm gonna give How It Feels to Be Lost an impressive 8 out of 10. Alright, so what I really like about How It Feels to Be Lost and why did I give it an 8 out of 10? Let's take a look at that. What I really liked about this album was they went back to that classic style that they had previously on albums like With Ears to See, With Eyes to Hear, and Let's Cheers to This, which I thought was a great move. And Leave It All Behind was really the catalyst behind it because it sounds like If You Can't Hang, and it has like an updated version of it, but it is a little bit raw, in my opinion. I really do like the move. Along with songs like Break Me Down and Medicine, Devil in My Head, I really do like that. Also, one thing I really liked about this album too was all the instrumentation really was a compliment to Kellin's vocals on this. This was really like Kellin's magnum opus, and I think they hit it on the head when it came to really adding to what Kellin was doing on his vocals. So whenever it was needed, they were there. Also, how they ended it with Dying to Believe on that more of a connecting and hopeful tone, I really did like. But the best part about this whole entire album was the lyrical content that Kellin Quinn wrote, because it lets you into his head and it let you all over the place. I mean, you could definitely tell all the stuff that he went through and how hard it was for him to get through. He put it all out there, and was it a good move? Absolutely. Love the move. One of the best reasons I like this album. Probably the top reason why this album is awesome. Okay, so I did give the album an 8 out of 10, so what parts kept it below, 9 or 10? And I thought on songs like Never Enough and Agree Disagree, the lyrics were kind of cheesy and cliche to a point where I thought he could have done a little bit of a better job, but then again, them picking out needles in a haystack on that one, because the fact of the matter is, most of the lyrics were very well written. And I also thought at some of the songs, they kind of sound a little bit repetitive and monotonous at times when I listened to the album from start to finish. Songs like Ghost, Bloodlines, Another Nightmare, and P.S. Missing You, they kind of sound a little similar to me at times. However, they were broken up by Break Me Down, which I really did like, so that's the only really parts I didn't like about the album. So overall, this is easily the most emotional and most emotionally driven album of 2019. Even on the day of release, Kellin Quinn tweeted like this was, the most honest he's ever been. This was, well, probably might be the hardest album he's ever had to write, but I think he did a fantastic job on it as well. I'm absolutely floored that the band is back and they're back to their old sound, which they need to be, and I hope that they continue on. It's one that should never be forgotten due to the fact that I think this album is great. I'm not sure if it beats Let's Cheers This as their best album, but it is right there. Maybe in time, maybe give it a couple more weeks, and we'll see where that stands. But right now, it is definitely one of their better albums, and we'll see what happens with Gabe as well. Let's see if Gabe ever comes back to the band. We'll see what happens. Who knows? But last thing I'll say about that is this album does need a tour. It does. And I hope they go on tour with Pierce the Veil. Well, alright, that's it for me. Thank you for watching the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 Day album review on How It Feels to Be Lost by Sleeping With Sirens. If you like this video, give me the like, but if you dislike it, give me the dislike. Whatever you do, though, if you like or dislike, put in the description, or not in the description, put in the comments why you like or dislike it. So I can see it, I can talk to you guys. Also, if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. No, not that one. Get that one on out of here. You're going to want to hit the one in the bottom right-hand corner because that's going to work, and the bell icon because you're going to be notified when I release videos every single Wednesday and sometimes some special one-day ones. So let's get that out of here, and let's talk about our social media platforms that you should be following, to subscribing, all that stuff. So follow us on Facebook, or like us on Facebook. That's where you can get notice on everything that comes out. So all the Song of the Day choices, any podcast videos, all that stuff, anything that comes out. So you're going to want to be on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter as well, because we will talk to you guys about music on Twitter as well. And trust me, I know I need to do a better job at that, but that's pretty much the platform that Twitter is. Also follow us on Instagram. Instagram, we will talk to you about these albums and all things music as well as do some other fun things on Instagram as well, like ask you questions. We will also do things like our IGTV videos, which give you behind the scenes look at things we're thinking about right now, like our basically My Song of the Day on tour 2020, US and Europe. Go check that one out. And our Instagram live streams, which happen every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central for an hour. Come to our Instagram page, join our live stream, and you can ask us questions. We'll answer them. We'll get in a great conversation. It's always a fun time. So let's get those on out of here. Links in the description below. And let's talk about the Chord Progression Podcast. It is our very own podcast where we go and deep dive into much more things that are about music. So sometimes we'll do solo ones, we'll talk about albums, we'll just talk about some fun things like when we went to Mars Island with 30 Seconds to Mars, or we will have guests on there as well. And lately been having a lot of guests to talk about these albums. So for this one, we have a guest as well, big Sleeping With Sirens fan. We're going to talk with them. And, well, that episode's already out, so go check it out. Also, we've talked to other people about other albums, and we've talked to smaller bands as well on part of our Small Band Saturday initiative, and we've got to interview them and talk with them, and, you know, you're able to get on the ground floor with these bands if they make it big, like Kingdom Collapse, Ascending from Ashes, GFM, Go Frankenstein, and Myrrh. You're going to want to get in on these, and these interviews are a great place to start. So please subscribe to the Chord Progression Podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Apple Music, Google Play, and right here on our YouTube channel as well. So hit the links in the description below to go subscribe to those. Now, let's finish it up. If you are not subscribed or enabled to our Amazon Alexa skill, what exactly are you doing? Because that's where you can listen to all the Song of the Day stuff. So whether, you know, you're going to rediscover a band that you didn't know about, or you rediscover a band you didn't know about. No, it's rediscover a band that you have known about, or discover a band that you never knew about, or discover a song you didn't know about but you like. It's also a great way, you know, get the day going. Middle of the day, get through the middle of the day, you know, slog through work, end the day out right. So all you have to do is say, hey Alexa, play my song of the day. Alexa will say, playing your song of the day, and then I will give a 5-second intro. The song will play in its entirety, and once it's over, you can say, Alexa, play my song of the day, and she will replay it for 24 hours. Once those 24 hours are up, you get a brand new song, so keep it fresh, keep it clean, no caffeine. Why did I just do a 7-Up plug there? I really don't know why. But it's also a great way to get to know some of these small bands too, because every Saturday we have Small Band Saturday, so we will feature their whole entire song that we pick on our Alexa skill and a 30-second preview on our Instagram page. So go enable that right now. It will mean a lot to me, and I want to thank you all for being a part of the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 Today family. It means the world to me because this is my passion. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and that's going to be it for me. So this is Kevin from the My Song of the Day Rock 2000 Day YouTube channel. You know how I end all these videos. Let's see if I can actually get it this time. Came close a little bit. See ya!